Hi guys, let's play a bit with our friend Flash Fury, aka the Flash. Essentially, we reached combat rating 105. That was the goal for a while. The idea was to be able to reach combat rating 105 so that we could do well. First, so that we could do a few of the tier 6 missions, like there's a Spark of Parallax that we're going to get access to. There's also Spark of Ion, which isn't a bad mission to do, but more importantly, there's the mission that's known as Patrol Catastrophe. It's in the Gotham Under Siege map, and it's that little mission right here that we can pick up. Essentially, you cannot see that mission until you reach combat rating 105, and once you reach combat rating 105, then you can pick up that mission. There's two good things about that mission. The first thing is that by itself, it gives 2 marks of victory, which is not a common thing for solo missions. Usually, solo missions will give 1 mark of victory, but even more importantly, it allows you to choose one piece of unattuned gear of your choice. So that's pretty much the best part. So let's accept this mission and let's go get to it. Nope, a little too enthusiastic. So as you can see, you have to be exactly in the right spot, and it takes a few seconds for the objective to appear.
These dangerous fools seem distracted by something, so we're going to strike.
And then we have to enter in here.
We have to act now.
At 105, this mission should be fairly difficult. Of course, it depends on the power you use. The first time I did this mission was, I think, was with Quantum, and it was fairly difficult with Quantum at the time. But when I did it later with Mental, holy crap, I was able to do it like at 5 combat rating lower than Quantum, and it was fairly easy. At the time, my Magneto was a bit more powerful than my Galactus for some reasons. But also, I guess the knowing what to do helped a bit. So let's try and pull our old friends over here. As you can see at 105, the mobs hit pretty hard. So we're probably going to use quite a few colas. One of the things that did make this mission very tough the first time is that you see those little guys on the ground. If we get too close to them, they will get up. And sometimes, if you're not careful, if they get up while you're already fighting other enemies, you can end up fighting 3, 4, 5 enemies at once, which can be a bit tough. So let's see if one of them will get up. I guess not. So ideally, as you saw, already just two of those goons are pretty tough. You don't want to add to their numbers, so you don't want those little guys on the ground to get up and help them. So ideally, you will try to take the fight. So either you trigger the guys on the ground first, and then you fight the guys who are already ready to fight. Or you try not to trigger the guys on the ground. So as you can see, the guys are on the ground. Well, let's try to trigger one of them. Ah, there he is. So if we had triggered him while we were fighting the other guys, we could have ended up fighting three enemies as opposed to just fighting 2 of them. Again, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but these guys hit pretty hard. So if you have 3 of them wailing on you at once, it can make the fight a little tougher than it should be. And as you can see, our friend got a little bigger, which means he's going to hit a bit harder in that point. Ideally, we have to try to either interrupt him or essentially stop him from trying to do damage to us. And somehow with my Magneto, I was able to pretty much juggle those guys. Oh, see, here's another one. So we could have ended up fighting 4 of them at once if we had triggered all of them together, which would have made the fight a little harder than it should be. I should probably use my weapon mastery a bit more. So some of those guys there could be triggered. We're going to try not to trigger them. There is a feat for fighting a whole bunch of those guys, but we're not going to get that feat today. So here we're getting to one of the pretty tough fight. So let's get the fight started. That was a bit premature with the supercharge, but no, I didn't want to take any chances. This is one of the tough fights in the mission somehow. And we have to activate that little box twice. Essentially, we try to activate the first time, and then the next time we have to smack it around in order to activate it. Again, trying to not trigger our friends on the ground. Well, let's see. Sometimes the objective we need is here. Or sometimes it's here. Sometimes it's here. I guess not today. So at 105, don't be afraid to use a cola. That's what they're there for. Using your colas, your supercharge, your backup, all that can pretty much should be a lifesaver. So we're looking for that little thingy here. You saw that like yellow mist thingy, and once we get close to it, like the little stone appears that we need to,
It was a trap.
to activate.
These machines came out of nowhere. They've already taken out.
So here
the
we have
venom
these
smugglers.
little robots.
We
Again,
need to stop them.
you can see the enemies are combat rating 150. So 10 combat rating higher than our 105. So you don't want to attract too many of them at once. So if you can just pull them one at a time, I would suggest you do that. And the same in here, there's quite a few enemies spread around the area. So again, if you can pull them just one at a time, it's going to be a much easier fight. We're going to try to attract. Why is it staying all the way over there? Usually, it's easier to attract it on the other side. Let's do it on this side today.
You will serve Brainiac. Attack acknowledged.
Essentially, I'm trying to defeat the drone without attracting the conversion coordinator,
Insufficient.
because I'm going to try to fight the coordinator by himself. See if we can get the drone.
Conversion potential.
It should be okay. And usually I'll go get the little barrel over here to help me out. And the best way to do this for me is to try to attract him over here. Let's put the little barrel here, and let's see if we can attract our friend. So ideally I'm trying to keep him away from those little robots over there. If you can fight him by himself, he's somewhat tough, but he's not too tough. But with the if you end up fighting the coordinator and the robots and essentially all the mobs that's in the ship at once, it's going to be a really tough fight. I remember the first time with my Galactus, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up fighting everything at once, and holy crap, I died a couple of times.
Location data has been divided across.
So once you defeat the coordinator, you come in and activate the little drone, and it activates the portal over there. So you don't really need to fight the robots. The robots that are there, you can leave them there. So now we need to find some more Brainiac drones. There's one over there.
Further analysis required. Location data has been divided across numerous drones.
And you'll see the drone will summon some evil enemies. There's a feat if you prevent the workers from kidnapping. I'm not sure how many those Amazons. But anyway, so there's a fixed amount of workers you need to
systems damaged
to prevent kidnap those Amazons to get the feat. It's something like 27, or it's an odd number somehow.
seeking subjects for union conversion. Activating subroutines. Brainiac assuming control of unit.
Only one more and we'll be good to go.
I am damaged. Updating combat data. Error accessing data.
And before we go to the next part, let's refill our stack of colas. Now we're good to go. So then the next part we have to come and talk to our little friend over here. So let's do that.
The robots are after my sisters and the beasts
And
from
there's
the
three
battlefield.
objectives to do before we can fight the final boss. I hate those stuff burgers. And sometimes these Amazons, sometimes they'll be your friend, and sometimes they'll want to kick your teeth in. I guess this one is going to be our friend. So let's move on to the next one. So ideally you try to free, if you can free the Amazon in the box, and if hopefully they can be your friend, they'll help you fight the evil forces of Brainiac. I'm not sure if there's a way to know if the Amazon will turn against you or not. I mean, if there's a way to know before you free them. If there is, I haven't noticed what the pattern was. Why they didn't follow us? Doesn't matter. Let's read that little. Oh. Wrong target. That's okay. We'll be fine anyway. So once we stop the third console, the boss should appear. But before we go fight the boss, well, let's grab that little barrel over here. There's another barrel also on the other side of the fight if you really need to. And there's 3 times in the fight where you're gonna have to stop and stop attacking the boss and activate those little consoles. And here I guess the best thing is to try to learn to block, not to be afraid to go in turtle mode if you need to. And to time your colas and your supercharge as best as possible. Yeah, the spin didn't really make that much sense against a single target enemy, but I'm trying to get the hang of the brawling weapon masteries. I'm still struggling a bit those masteries. Especially this one. This one I miss it more often than not. So and also you get rewarded a weapon. The weapon is random, sadly. So as you can see, we got a two-handed sword, a one-handed sword. Sorry, not sure why it was. It felt like it two-handed to me. So not really helpful for us, but oh well. It could help to try and raise our combat rating if we really wanted to, but other than that, we have no real use for that sword. So we're talking to our friend again.
I have one last request.
I used to go back to the entrance to exit, but if you wait just a tiny bit, there's an exit that should appear here. Now let's go back and collect our reward. I think I heard.
We Amazons are so tough, we sometimes forget that we can be injured like people in the mortal
So
world.
let's see what's our worst piece of gear that we could want to replace. I guess we're going to start with, we'll start with the chest, I suppose. The weapon is actually what we would like to replace, but you cannot select a weapon in your rewards. The weapon you get assigned at random. Now let's see what weapon we got. We got a 96 sword. Which sadly is not very useful for us right now. So okay, we're going to start with the chest, and we'll work our way through the rest of the gear as we go on. And as usual, I'll make whenever I get unattuned gear. I didn't do it for the sword because it was pointless, but for the chest, I'll make a healer chest. And it's even a style we were missing. So I guess we're going to go back to our base. Let's start with the white mod before we forget. By default, I'll usually go for the core strength. For a while, penetrating strike was what made more sense, but apparently since game update 47, the math suggests that core strength is actually the better option. Quick healing, yeah, maybe. Increasing the power by 25%. Right now I don't really need that. I don't run out of power all that much. And the same for the supercharge. I don't use the supercharge all that much. And of course, so we had two different chests. So let's go to our little bank. And let's get back our chest. So if we do the patrol catastrophe mission essentially daily, before long all our gear will be 98 combat rating gear, or 98 item level gear. So in about, I don't know, 2 weeks, or if we use your replays, the patrol catastrophe is one of those missions that I would say is worth using real plays on. Let's get a few recovery kit alpha and at least one beta. And we need a blue one if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go for the purple one. Could go for the green one. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. Maybe I could use the purple one elsewhere. Let's check first. I guess I could use the purple one here. Or I could use the green one in a few other places too. Although I do have a red one. Let's get a few more beta mods. Doesn't really matter, but why not? I already have the exhibits anyway, so. And the archive is a bit messed up. I'm not sure why. What's wrong with it. So let's make one precision, and there's a bit of I would say lag, but it's not quite the right word. So let's go with, oh, I don't have any, oh, I'm so sad. So let's make ourselves a green one. Oh, let's go with this one. Oh, that's the purple one. Do I have a purple one? Oh, yeah, I have a purple one. I was looking at the wrong place. Silly me. So let's put our purple one in the chest. Let's put the red one in the gloves. Essentially, it's going to give us like 69 extra power. Doesn't really matter. It's not that big a deal. And the 6 precision, that's nothing. And the other one was the green one. Now let's see. So we could have either more restoration, more power, more health, more power. Well, let's go with more restoration in one of the rings. Well, let's go with this one. Oh, there we go. So ideally you want to do the patrol catastrophe mission every day in order to build your combat rating or your item level 98 gear. But that doesn't mean you cannot do other missions in the meantime. Like we should have new missions in Metropolis, if I'm not mistaken, the Metropolis battle zone. Let's go check. I was wondering where our friend Alan Scott was. So let's go to, where is it? Let's go to the historic district outpost. I've done those missions about 1 billion times as a villain, and ironically enough, I've done them only like, I don't know, a handful of times as a hero.
We're seeing some strange things
We're
out
going to
there.
try to do them
We're
a
not
bit
sure
more.
what the Star Sapphires are up to with those devices, but I doubt
And
it's
again,
good.
we have another mission
I'll
here
keep my
where
ear to
we
the
can
ground
choose a
while
piece
you
of
help the
gear.
Corps with missions
But
on
for
the
that
front line.
one,
When we know
sadly,
more,
there's a
Hal
catch.
Jordan will contact
Essentially,
you.
we have to do those missions here. Those 2 missions here. Was it those 2 or those 2? Anyway, there's 2 of those missions we have to do like 10 times, I think, before we gain access to a bonus mission, and that bonus mission will allow us to get some bonus gear. Here is the Dr. Light wanted mission. There's no way we're going to be able to do that with our character at 105. So essentially we're going to take the mission from this little fella here,
but through vigilance and strength of will, we shall
and from
defeat
this
the
fella
Red
here.
The area near City Hall is under attack. Head
So
there
once we do the
immediately.
missions for those 2 guys,
Once their conversion crystals
pretty sure it's
mature,
10
the Star
times.
Sapphires are teleporting them
Well,
to
actually
somewhere
5
on Earth.
times each.
Star Labs believes they can disable these teleporters, but they'll
Yeah,
need
it's 10
shards of the
times.
crystals
So
to
once
make sure their plan
essentially
works.
once we do 10
Go grab a
missions
few
in
for
this
them.
map, it should open us a portal, probably this year. Again, I haven't done it that often with with a hero, but odds are it opens a portal here that will bring us to a bonus mission, and then that bonus mission will allow us to choose a piece of gear. So unlike the patrol catastrophe, we cannot do this mission every day, and so we're going to be able to do this mission, I don't know, maybe once a week, assuming we do those 2 missions daily. Anyway, so let's well, I won't go to City Hall yet. Usually I'll keep City Hall for
All
last.
this love
So
in the air
let's
is really
go
taking
to
off Atrocitus even more.
the
These
historic
Red Lanterns are
district
wrecking up the
instead.
southern end of the historic district, and the Crimson Mist is messing with our folks out there. See if you can help, but be careful.
So here we're going to have to fight and defeat a bunch of evil lanterns. And we have a bunch of thingies to trigger like this.
We need to collect this Crimson Mist so we can...
Destroy!
Retrieving this.
Again, at this point, we're not that powerful, so you don't really want to attract more than 1 enemy at a time. You can help it. Doesn't mean we couldn't fight 2 or 3 of them at once, but I prefer to err on the side of caution.
Retrieving this.
Oh, that's a new one. Let's try to get a bit of healing before we're toast. So there seems to be that red mist that keeps on doing constant damage to us. But even if it doesn't do that much damage, it also prevents us from healing between battles. So let's see if we have that collection. Might as well collect it. I could have sold it for a few bucks, but an urgent warfront. That's a rare thing. So let's go continue. I'm sure I've said it before, but if you can, for your first character, make a flying character. It's a lot more convenient to be playing with a character that flies. When you're stuck on the ground and most of your enemies are up in the air, it's not. I'm not sure why I keep on attacking those Red Lantern. I don't really need them anymore. go heal a bit.
This should help.
That should be the last lantern we're going to need. And we'll need then 2 more.
Retrieving lantern for mystic strength.
We should keep that mist neutralized.
The Red Lantern Thrasher should be a somewhat tough fight. We'll see.
These are keys when they review these readings. This should help.
Ideally with the electric, you want to set up your damage over time and then attack with your weapons. But more or less, sometimes I'm a bit lazy and I'll just do one power just to get the attack buff, and then I'll just use my weapons. I kind of like using my weapons, I guess.
We should keep that mist neutralized.
But in certain fights, you pretty much have to do a bit
I'll
more than
remove the
just
crimson mist with you.
spamming with your weapons. And the next mission is around the city hall.
Once their conversion crystals
It's pretty much
are
always the
mature,
case.
the
There's
Star
always one
Sapphires are
mission that's
teleporting
somewhere
them
on the
somewhere
map,
on
and
Earth.
the other mission is
Star
around the
Labs
city
believes they
hall
can
with
disable these teleporters, but
the
they'll
pink
need shards of the
lanterns.
crystals to make sure their plan works. Go grab a few for them.
So we just saw the mission that's on the historic district. There's a couple of missions around Lex Tower, and a few other places I failed to mention.
Love protects you. You will beg forgiveness.
Essentially, we need a few crystals. Well, let's get rid of that little fella first.
That hardly hurt. Love is my shield.
Also, one reason why I don't use my damage over time unless I really need to is that they have somewhat a fairly wide area of effect, and sometimes I'll end up attracting all the enemies on the map. So sometimes I'll try not to attract too many enemies at once. Like this electrocute here has a pretty big area, so sometimes it's not rare that you'll attract enemies that are just on the edge of the area of effect of the power. Or even worse, this one essentially will attract will be done on 2 enemies, and you don't really control which enemies, and more often than not it'll attract an enemy that you didn't really want to attract. So you have to be a bit careful when using certain powers. We only need one more. I guess we're gonna have to fight Star Sapphire Facilitator afterwards, seeing how they seem to be a mission objective. Let's go to the Other side. Where's the crystal? Could have sworn there was like a white dot on the map telling me that there should be a crystal here. Unless it's on the other side here. Oh, there it is. Let's go talk to an engineer. Yeah, I'm playing a dangerous game. I'll probably attract a few unwanted sapphire on my tail. Wasn't so bad.
Violet light, protect me!
It looks like their method works, but their engineers will need to get close to the teleporter. Pick an engineer and get him there safely.
I'm sending one of our best technicians with you. If they lose their way before you finish your mission...
The teleporters are fairly easy to spot. It goes big thingy over here. Let's try and find one that's not smack in the middle of a billion pink lanterns. Here's one.
I will endure.
All right, their teleporters are disabled for now, but we need to figure out where this stuff is being sent. Track down some of their commanders and see what you can find out.
So now we have to fight the facilitator. So let's try and find one. There was a billion of them when we didn't need them, but now that we need one, let's see if we can still find one as easily. There's still quite a few.
I won't tell you anything.
So we're gonna have to question more than one, it seems. Oh crap.
Street Mall.
Well, that wasn't too bad. You can see that's Dr. Light right here. He's combat rating 111 like every enemy is on this map. But don't let that fool you. He's a combat rating 111 for a group of 8 players. So So for one player, he's going to be way too tough.
We will need to investigate what's going on at the Kane
Even
Street
8 players
Mall
at
soon.
105, it would be really tough. So as you saw, we have 2 missions out of 10 completed. So when we complete 10 out of 10, it'll probably open a portal here, which will allow us to go grab ourselves an extra piece of gear. So let's go back to our base. So we don't need that chest anymore. We don't need that chest anymore. Well, I guess that's all we really have to sell. Well, let's see. Well, let's keep the sword just in case. So I guess we're gonna have to donate the rest to our league hall. And let's keep the urgent war front for another character, since this one already has it. So I guess that will be it for today. I'll probably just go to my league hall, donate a thing or two. And I've completed all the statuaries in the League Hall. And they're all showing today. Last time, I wasn't in this one, I think it was in my Villain League Hall. None of the statuary were showing, or half of them were not showing. Which happens from time to time. So we're not going to give away the sword, but the neck piece, we don't need it anymore. And the same with the chest. The big T-Rexes. They look so sweet with their tiny arms. And here we have the Flashwing. I love that cosmic treadmill. I wish we could use it as a teleporter or something, but works fine as a decoration also. And here we have the Lantern Wing. I guess I should get a few more emblems. We'll see. Let's go see what's becoming more or less our Kryptonian wing. And we have another T-Rex here, of course. Holy crap, it looks awesome. And the chair looks mega awesome. Oh, I should have checked if there was I'll check later. And this is pretty much becoming our Kryptonian wing, I suppose. If you ever wonder what the Kryptonian seal on the floor looks like, this is what it looks like. Essentially, when you purchase it from the broker, you cannot look at what it actually looks like, so I had to buy it. I had to essentially make a leap of faith when I bought it. It's okay. I was hoping there would be like a Superman symbol on top of it like this. But it's not a big deal. And I got an extra Superman door. I actually have even one more extra, but I'm saving the other one for the lair of my Supergirl. Essentially, there was a few of those doors for like 200,000, so I purchased a couple. But let's go. Let's do one last thing, and we'll call it quits. Let's look up an item or two. Oh, that's. I think I'm going to log in with Magneto and buy at least one chest, if not two. At 900,000, it's almost a bargain. They're usually 3.5 million. Even 1.5 million, it's a nice price. And the big emblem, holy crap, it looks nice. Essentially, I need that chest for my Batman character and another one I failed to recall. Let's see the fortress door. Oh, that's let's buy it. At that price, it's hard to go wrong. Now let's look for the Mobius chair. 400,000. It's a little expensive. Although lately it's been like 600,000 and 700,000 and more. So I should probably. I'll wait a bit. I'll come back down. Black Lantern at 3 million, 3.5 million. That's pretty much the price. Oh, 400,000 for a Blue Lantern. I'll wait a bit. Usually the Blue Lanterns can be bought for pretty cheap. Holy crap, 10,000 for an Indigo. That's very cheap. Holy crap, I remember when the Sinestro Corps banner were almost unaffordable. So we'll settle for the fortress door. So anyway, enough rambling around. So thanks for watching, guys. So I'll with this character, I'll probably play the Patrol Catastrophe daily, and I'll probably try to do a couple mission on the side. Essentially, right now we have access to a few extra new missions. So essentially, there's the Spark of Parallax that we have access to. There's the Spark of Iron we have access to. And it opened up a few missions like Acts of Defiance, Return to Nexus. So I'll see about maybe doing a few of those. 8-player, that's a bit harder. Like we're not up to Throne of the Dead yet. The Labyrinth of Lost Soul. Holy crap! I hate that mission. I may do a video one time someday, maybe, but it's been a while since I played this mission. I really didn't like it. The artifacts from the past is not a bad mission, but I'm not sure if this one or the lockdown. Essentially, there's one of those two missions where you have to use some relics. Or is it the necropolis? Anyway, there's some weapons that you have to use, and people essentially don't want to use the weapon to complete the mission. Now we'll see. So enough rambling around. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.